Is the Philadelphia Eagles' 2026 season already destined for disaster? Or are we witnessing the dawn of an absolute masterpiece? The Birds are hitting the practice field for OTAs today, but the massive changes behind the scenes should have every single fan on high alert. We are talking about a total offensive overhaul, a brand new defensive philosophy, and some major questions surrounding the roster that could define whether this team lifts a trophy or falls apart in January. There's a massive shift happening in South Philadelphia right now, and if you aren't paying close attention to these specific storylines, you're going to miss the most critical turning point for the franchise in years. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. Let's be real for a second. Last year's offense was a total nightmare. Despite being the highest paid unit in the entire league, they were statistically one of the most embarrassing shows in the NFL. They were 19th in points, 24th in yards, and frankly, completely stagnant when it mattered most. It was a complete disaster, and everyone knew it. Now, we enter the era of the new offensive coordinator. This is his system, his playbook, and his vision. We are seeing a fundamental shift in how this team attacks defenses. Jalen Hurts is going to be under center significantly more, and the team is moving toward a zone blocking scheme that looks completely different from the previous identity. You can kiss those boring, predictable hitch routes and stagnant plays over the middle goodbye. We're talking about pre-snap motions, complex shifts, and a route tree designed to actually stress out NFL defenses. The most important takeaway, the chemistry. Reports are surfacing that Hurts and the new coordinator are perfectly in sync. Remember, this is the 11th offensive coordinator Hurts has worked with since his days at Alabama. He has seen it all, and the early signs indicate he is truly bought in. Last year, the body language told the story. Hurts looked frustrated, disconnected, and let's be honest, he didn't seem to trust the play calling. When a quarterback like Hurts trusts his coach, that is when the ceiling for this team goes through the roof. But wait until you hear how the rookies are already turning heads in the building. Everybody is talking about the new draft class, but let's zoom in on one name, the electrifying rookie receiver. People are sleeping on this kid because of his size, but if you look at the deep dive analytics, he is an absolute monster. He plays with a level of grit and swagger that defines what it means to wear that jersey. He's tough, he doesn't fear contact, and he is a legitimate weapon after the catch. Last year, at the college level, this guy hauled in nearly 80 passes for over 1,100 yards and double-digit touchdowns. And you know what the best part is? The drop rate. He basically doesn't drop the ball. In a league where efficiency is everything, having a reliable set of hands that can win 50-50 balls is exactly what this offense was missing. He is a versatile, dynamic playmaker who isn't just a slot guy. He can line up anywhere and punish a defense. It is going to be an absolute clinic watching him compete for a starting spot. Who is going to be the biggest breakout rookie for the Birds this season? Drop a name in the comment section below. I want to see your predictions. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. We are looking at a wide receiver rotation that is officially entering a new phase. It's no secret that the veterans might not be present for these voluntary workouts, and that leaves the door wide open for the younger guys to step up. It is time for the WR1 to take that final leap into superstardom. I have been saying for months that this team has underutilized their top receiver skill set, and 2026 is the year that changes. If he steps into that primary role, he could easily put up career-high numbers. Alongside him, the rookie we just discussed should be locked in as the WR2 almost immediately. If he isn't, something went wrong. But it's the depth that has me fascinated. You've got a trade acquisition fighting for the WR3 spot, and the battle for the final roster spots at
It really dictates the defense.
Can the big body targets take snaps away from speedsters? That is a position battle that will be decided on the practice field over the next few weeks. But what about the rest of the depth chart? The defense is undergoing a massive transformation, and the secondary looks like it's being built from scratch. We need to talk about the man running the show on the defensive side of the ball. He is a mastermind, and he is already putting his fingerprints all over this roster. One of the most interesting developments is the safety room. We know who the anchor is. He's coming off a nasty injury from last year. but he's expected to be the leader of the pack. But keep your eyes on the undrafted free agent who has already earned a nickname from the defensive coordinator. This guy is making waves, and the staff is clearly high on his potential to move up the depth chart quickly. Then you have the special teams ace who was brought in to fill a major void. This defense is going to be disciplined, aggressive, and entirely different from what we saw last year. However, the real controversy might be brewing on the offensive line. We have seen some injury concerns with the core starters, and there are young, hungry backups waiting in the wings who are ready to challenge for starting jobs. If the veterans can't stay healthy, these rookies are going to be thrown into the fire sooner than anyone expected. We can't ignore the injury reports. Whether it's shoulder surgeries, ankle issues, or stem cell treatments, this team has a lot of guys on the mend. It is a massive risk. Can the interior offensive line hold up? Can the secondary survive the growing pains of a new system? These are the questions that keep fans up at night. But there is one bright spot that everyone needs to pay attention to: the new edge rusher. This is the move of the offseason. People are going to miss the old guy, but let's look at the facts. The new addition has been more productive. He's younger. He doesn't come with the same medical red flags, and the contract is a massive win for the front office. He is a Tier 2 pass rusher with Tier 1 potential, and in this system, he is going to feast. Also, we cannot forget about the international project on the defensive line. Everyone is saying we need to be patient, but the physical traits are unlike anything else on the roster. It is essentially a redshirt year, but if this turns into a success story, it will be one of the greatest scouting finds in recent history. Look, there's a lot of noise surrounding this team, but the foundation is being built right now in the middle of these OTAs. We have a new offensive scheme, a defensive identity being forged, and a group of hungry rookies ready to make a name for themselves. Is it going to be smooth sailing? Probably not. There are going to be growing pains, there are going to be questions about health, and there are going to be intense position battles that go right down to the final preseason game. But one thing is certain: this team is not content with being mediocre. The coaching staff is making big moves, the front office is taking calculated risks, and the culture is shifting towards something much more intense. We are witnessing the start of a massive experiment. If the pieces fall into place, this team could be the biggest surprise in the NFL. But if the injuries continue or the chemistry doesn't click, we could be looking at another long, frustrating winter. I want to see who is truly paying attention. If you're a diehard supporter, if you have been with this team through the highs and the lows, and if you believe in what is happening in South Philadelphia right now, I want you to comment the phrase "Real One" down in the section below. I want to see how many of you are actually tuned into this journey. I love you all. I appreciate every single person who made this show a part of your day, and I'm telling you right now, do not blink. The next few months are going to be an absolute roller coaster. We're going to be here every step of the way, breaking down every single practice, every injury update, and every roster move. Stay locked in, stay passionate, and let's see if these birds can truly fly in 2026. This is where it all starts, and I am excited to see if they can turn this potential into a championship-caliber reality. We have only scratched the surface today, and there is so much more to break down. Stick with us.